Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and guess what I got on the weekend? Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So yes, I've been out and purchased a PlayStation 4 simply to see how the other half live. So far then I actually think it's a very nice piece of kit. There's definitely a few things on there I enjoy, there's a few things there I hate, but again, like I did with the Xbox One, I want to do a review and just weigh up its pros and cons. So I won't actually talk at all about this in the video because I need to get to grips with it more, because it's one of them honeymoon stages, so I prefer to wait a week or two so I actually know all its actual gripes and its positive parts, and then I'll talk about it then. So let's jump in then to the first thing that I actually want to talk about, and it's something that's been in all the news this week, and it is me. So yes, I've managed to actually make a website this week that's managed to do the circuit on all the gaming websites. So first of all then, the website is xboxie.com. Now the idea is that on the Xbox you have Internet Explorer, which allows you to play HTML5 games. So with that I decided to make a website that's got all loads of HTML5 games that you can play through your browser. So then the name Xbox plus IE, Internet Explorer, combined is xboxie.com. So it was just a small idea for me to actually just be able to play smallish kind of games on the browser, and then I took that idea to Reddit. So from there that kind of exploded and started actually doing the circuits and going on all the different news websites, and then there was an absolute flood of people coming in, and then to just have the icing on the cake, about 3 o'clock in the morning, I was sleeping and Joe woke me up to tell me that Major Nelson had actually tweeted it out and tell people to go to the website. So since then it's kind of gave the official Microsoft stamp of approval, or as some news websites like to put, Microsoft actually made this website. So again, it proves you cannot always believe what's actually been wrote in the news. But either way, the website is doing very well. I'm populating it with new games all the time. And with came the demand for PlayStation 4 users. So sadly, this isn't me bashing, but the PlayStation 4 browser isn't as powerful as the actual Xbox One. So therefore, I've made a separate site where I've actually gone through and make sure the ones that I've added to Xbox, it actually works with PlayStation 4. So it's about 75% of the games will work on the PlayStation 4. But now I'm actually running two sites. I've combined them to one, and the new website address is PlayBoxie.com. So you got your PlayStation, Xbox, combine them two, and you've got PlayBoxie.com. So the link is down below. If you've got one of those two consoles, jump on. Like, the games aren't absolutely amazing, but they're great time killers, and there is actually some fun ones on there. So the next thing I want to talk about, oh, it's been some time, and it is UEA. So the thing I actually want to talk about is this game, Dungeon Keeper, and to me this is one of the finest games ever produced. Now yes, it's a very old game, but it is an absolute classic, and it's easily in my top 3 games ever made, and I absolutely love Dungeon Keeper. So for anyone that doesn't know, down there, that beautiful icon, some of you might not know what it means, but that means Bullfrog. Now Bullfrog was a great development team back when I was a lad, but sadly it actually got swallowed up by EA. So that means we only got Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2, and 3 was sadly cancelled. Now EA have actually been sat on top of this actual IP for so long, and I've gone, why haven't you produced Dungeon Keeper 3? There's a demand for it, you'll make a load of money from it. And as I spoke about in the past, they are now bringing it to the tablet. Now I was worried, but at the same time, it was one of them ones where I go, there's plenty of people out there making Dungeon Keeper spin-offs now on Kickstarter, so I'm looking forward to when they actually come through. But for now, I was like, it don't matter, EA's going to give me a Dungeon Keeper, and it's probably going to be a bit crap, but a bit crap's better than no Dungeon Keeper at all. So I've been waiting for it for a few weeks, and then last night a friend Ian actually messaged me and said, it's live, it's on now. So I was in bed and I thought, brilliant, I'm going to chuck £5 at UEA to give me this Dungeon Keeper. But the worrying part was, when I went to install it, it said the words free, which instantly made me go, oh dear God, this is going to be bad. And I was right. So first of all, it doesn't play like a Dungeon Keeper. They've completely changed it. They made it super cutesy and kiddified. Now the cutesy and kiddified I could have lived with as long as it played like a Dungeon Keeper. But back in the day you used to have imps and you could have thousands of them. Now you can have 6. You'd be able to send them off and do loads of different things. If you've only got a handful of minions, it doesn't matter. You could do 1,000 tasks and they will do them one at a time. But no, now we have 6 imps and only 1 imp can do a thing at a time. And if you want to click 2 blocks, no. only one imp can do it. So therefore you've got to sit there and wait for him to complete the task to do the next one. Now this runs along the lines of like Simpsons Tapped Out, where obviously you'll do something on the tablet and then you probably leave it for a few hours, go back and do a bit more. So it's a very slow progression game unless you want to actually pay the big bucks and actually do it fast. Now I'm not a big fan of this style of game, but I know people are, so that's not a problem. But the problem is, I've never seen a game so slow. They've actually managed to turn real-time strategy into really long-time strategy games. So they've actually made their own genre. So I thought, either way, I'm going to push through and try to enjoy this. So first of all, I click a block, it says it's going to take 7 seconds to do. I was like, okay, got no qualms with that. But the thing is, I like to make the dungeon the size that I want to. So I clicked one of these, all the random blocks, and then it went, boo, 24 hours wait. And I thought, Jesus Christ, can I make this any faster? So yes, you can have gems in the game. But as you can see, you can actually pay up to £64 for the gems. And somebody's actually worked out it costs £1.50 to mine one block. Now on top of this, the original Dungeon Keeper was so good is because you could make rooms any shape, size you want, and you put them in there, but now they're predetermined saying it's either 4x4 or 3x3. So they've kind of gone completely away from how Dungeon Keeper works. They've made it super cutesy, and now they've just loaded it with microtransactions, making the game unbearably slow, and it's absolutely god-awful. So it's a shame because EA have actually kind of turned things around. They've been voted the worst company for so many times. They did obviously them horrible policies, but then they kind of reversed it, and over the last 6 months, EA's actually been getting better. They've not been in the news for actually doing bad things. It's mostly good things, and I thought EA's going to change its leaf. But then they produced this absolutely pile of shit. So sadly, the problem is, I know there is big money in free-to-play games, but the only problem is they will only succeed if people buy these packs. If we all play the games and we don't buy the packs, then it's not worth EA doing it. So next time they'll actually charge you for a game, and therefore it won't be as slow. So the only thing we can do as people is don't buy the packs, sends the messages to EA, and then fingers crossed this kind of shit never happens again. So the next thing I want to talk about then is a bit of good old Nintendo. But before we go into that, I just want to speak about China. That was something I wanted to speak about last week, but I didn't get the time. And it is that China have now lifted their console ban. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, back in 2000, apparently there was a demand from parents saying that the children was wasting their time playing consoles and they wanted something to happen. So the Chinese government stepped in and says we shall ban all consoles. So therefore it's actually been illegal to have a console in China all the way up until this year. Now first of all, I actually find this quite amusing because the point is the parents actually cried out for this, saying that the children, the kids, are actually being affected by the consoles. Now normally, if something's bad for kids now, let's say cigarettes, gambling or alcohol, you tend to just say only 18 or 21-year-olds can enjoy this. But in China that rule don't apply. It says no one can have it. If it affects the kids, nobody. But anyway, this nonsense law has now actually been got rid of. So straight away I thought that this is going to be a great thing for Nintendo. Simply because if a parent does believe that games do damage children, they're probably going to bet for Nintendo. They're going to go for a nice family style console like the Wii U, and I thought this could do really good for the sales. And by the looks of it, so did everybody else, because there was a quick surge in Nintendo stocks, which is absolutely great. Then the actual forecasting came out for the console. Now we saw that the actual Nintendo said they expected X amount of sales, then they revised and said it's going to be a bit smaller, and now on top of it, it's been even smaller. So there is now a record drop in the actual shares for Nintendo at the moment, to the point where Iwata has actually turned around and said he's going to be taking a price cut due to its record plummet sales. So again, Nintendo, you do something slightly right and then something bad happens to you. Now personally, I kind of am rooting for Nintendo. I want them to see do good, but Joe's been looking at what actually is coming out this year for the Nintendo, and it looks very bleak. It doesn't look too great. So she was contemplating selling it. Lucky enough, Nintendo have actually said that there's a Mario Kart date now, so she's going to be keeping it for Mario Kart. But it does look like this could potentially be towards the end of the Wii U now. No one's really supporting it. They haven't got a great deal of games. The sales are really low and the stocks are starting to drop as well. So are we getting to the point now where Nintendo might go, this is just a failure, and wash their hands of it? Now personally I hope not, because I love the idea of multiple consoles, competition. It's great for everybody, but it's not looking particularly great for Nintendo at the moment. So the last thing I want to actually talk about is a Kickstarter project that I think looks brilliant. And it goes by the name of Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now this game looks very much like a Skyrim-esque kind of game, but it looks like Skyrim on heat. Now, graphically, it looks absolutely gorgeous, but it seems like you can do so much more in this game. Now, it's typical normal stuff you need to eat to be able to survive, but it actually goes that bit deeper where if you actually got food, it will rot, so you need to consume it or do something with it with a said time. On top of it, the bit that makes me so excited is there's actually going to be obviously sword combat in there, but it's actually going to be proper physical combat, whereas if a sword touches another sword, it actually uses the physics of the game to determine what you've hit and how the blow actually continues. Now, this game pretty much looks polished and done already, but the problem is that there's actual private backer that's actually invested $1.5 million into this game already. So this is why they look so good at the moment. But they now need to actually get their team to double in size and actually get towards finishing it, polishing it, getting all the story in there. So they've taken it to Kickstarter and asked for a simple $300,000. Now already it's jumped up to $500,000 being donated with 20 days spare, so this is easily bypassed what they actually want. So this has easily gone more than what they actually asked for, and I can see it probably getting to the 600,000 or 700,000 by the end of the 20 days. Now, yes, it has been funded, but I still want people to check the link down below and donate if you actually want this, because the thing is, with projects like this, if they exceed the amount of money that they want, it means they can actually go in to develop more story, add more content. And the also positive thing about it is it looks like this will actually be coming to PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So if you want to donate or not, either way, go check out the video down below, because it's absolutely mind-blowing what they've actually done with this game already. And I cannot wait to see this actually get turned into a physical game. So then that leaves us with the question of the week, and that comes from Facebook's Graham Pilkington. And he says, Unity is being released for the Vita soon. That's interesting, but not sure if it does need more mobile and indie games, or do you think it needs more first and third party games? Now, we originally did sell the Vita because it was lacking games. We've actually purchased it back, especially with us having a PlayStation 4, because I actually want to enjoy the entire PlayStation ecosystem. But I do think that when Unity actually comes to Vita, it doesn't mean that there's going to be a massive boom of in there. Well, there will be a massive boom, but I don't think that's a problem, because the quality of some of these Unity games surpass what normal indie people do. Now take Max the Curse of the Brotherhood, for instance, which is actually on the Xbox One at the moment, and I will try and get a review done of that this week, and that is one of the beautifulest and most enjoyable platformers I've played to date. And the best thing is it actually uses a pen, so you can actually draw in parts of the map, and that would work brilliantly on the Vita. Now this is a game that I would expect it to be a proper physical release. So I think it's a great thing that Unity's come in, and you will get that boom of indie, which personally I actually love, but I don't think it means you're just going to get a load of trash chucked in there. It does mean you're going to get some really gorgeous games such as Max the Curse of the Brotherhood. So I do think this is a great step for actual Vita. So we're coming to the end of the video now, and before I love you and leave you, I just want to say I'm doing a competition to win this Call of Duty swag bag with random Call of Duty stuff in there that I've actually got. To win the bag, you simply need to tell me what timestamp that picture popped up during this video. Now the first person to actually reply wins the bag, but the thing is, some people already knew about this competition on my Facebook page. So I may be doing some more competitions in the future, so to keep on top of that, go check me out on Facebook down below. So that's me done now. I'm going to kick back and actually play nothing but Rise, because I'm getting right close to getting the full 1,000 achievements out of Rise. So me and my friend are going to push on that and trying to get to level 100 today. So the last thing I actually want to say then is go buy the original Dungeon Keeper. Don't check out EA's version of it. Go check out PlayBoxie.com. And as always, I hope you all have a great weekend, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers guys, bye.